Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Immigration Canada. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about Canada Tourist Visitor Visa, August 2025 updates, processing times, and citizens of these European countries can obtain LMIA-exempt work permits. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. If you're planning a leisure or family visit to Canada, now is the time to understand the latest updates shaping the Canada visitor visa process. As of August 2025, the Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada has introduced certain efficiencies, but applicants are still facing practical hurdles such as delays, approval inconsistencies, and backlogs. This video provides you with a detailed breakdown of current processing times, approval or refusal trends, backlog strategies, and powerful tips to enhance your application success. Current processing times for tourist visas, August 2025. As per the IRCC's official website, the average processing time for a Canadian visitor visa application from India is listed at 28 calendar days. However, real-world experiences tell a slightly different story. Many applicants, particularly those applying with non-urgent travel plans such as sightseeing or hotel-based itineraries, report waiting between 30 to 35 days, and in some cases, even longer. This delay is more pronounced for applicants submitting during peak travel seasons or with incomplete documentation. The timeline may vary depending on the applicant's country of residence, purpose of travel, and supporting documents provided. Approval and refusal trends. Who gets in and who faces denials? Approval rates remain strong for those who submit well-prepared, complete applications. Applicants with verified employment, strong financial backing, detailed travel plans, and genuine invitation letters from Canadian residents have significantly higher chances of receiving a visa. On the other hand, refusal rates are rising among young, single applicants who fail to establish strong ties to their home country. Common reasons for refusal include lack of clear travel intent, weak financial documentation, no strong employment or educational ties, absence of an invitation letter, inadequate travel history. Understanding what visa officers look for is critical proof of temporary stay, return intent, and sufficient finances. Backlog strategies. What to do if your application is stuck. If your application has been pending for more than 3 months, especially if it's based on hotel bookings or generic travel plans, you may consider withdrawing and reapplying with a stronger profile and revised supporting documents. However, if your application includes an invitation letter from a Canadian friend or family member, there's still a possibility of approval. Even after prolonged delays, some approvals have come after 10 to 11 months. Avoid duplicate applications unless officially advised by IRCC. In either case, patience combined with strategic follow-ups can pay off. Proven tips to maximize approval chances. To improve your odds of success in 2025, applicants should follow these essential strategies. Submit a complete and detailed application, including employment letters, bank statements, and travel history. Attach a well-structured cover letter that explains the purpose of your trip, your ties to your home country, and your travel itinerary. Use a clear, detailed invitation letter if visiting family or friends. Ensure it includes the inviter's immigration status, address, job proof, and a signed declaration. Customize your application based on your individual profile. Avoid generic documents. Explain any gaps or missing paperwork with truthful declarations. Citizens of these European countries can obtain LMIA-exempt work permits. Citizens of certain European Union member states have an advantage when seeking Canadian work permits. If you hold citizenship in one of 27 eligible countries, you may qualify for a work permit through the Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. CEDA work permits benefit from being exempt from labor market impact assessments, making them quicker and easier to obtain than permits under the Temporary Foreign Worker Program. This video will cover which EU citizens may be eligible for a CEDA work permit, the eligibility requirements for each type of CEDA work permit, how to apply for a LMIA-exempt CEDA work permit, and how spouses of CEDA work permit holders can obtain an open work permit. Eligible nationalities. The table below shows the member countries of the CEDA. Who is eligible to apply for a CEDA work permit? You may be eligible for a CEDA work permit if you are a citizen of an EU member country and fall into one of the 4 categories listed below. Intercompany transferees, investors, professionals, or technologists. For a high-level summary of each CEDA work permit, see the table below. Intercompany transferees, supervisors, executives, or specialized knowledge employees working for an EU-based company who wish to work temporarily under a parent, subsidiary, or affiliate company in Canada. At least 1 year of ongoing employment with the same employer or a related employer in an EU country is required. Physical relocation is not required, but the employee must occupy a position with a Canadian branch of the company. Graduate trainees are also eligible to apply under this category, provided they have a qualifying degree, bachelor's/baccalaureate, or a license at a professional level which is aligned with the intercompany activity. Their transfer should be for career development or training purposes. Investors, executives, supervisors, or individuals with specialized skills who have made or are actively making a substantial investment in a new or existing Canadian business. Investors may only seek entry through this category to develop and direct the operations of the business. To qualify, you must own at least 50% interest in the enterprise. An offer of employment from an enterprise that has nationality in an EU member state is required. Nationality is dictated by ownership, not through the enterprise's place of incorporation. Professionals, contractual service suppliers or independent, self-employed, professionals possessing a university degree or equivalent qualification, professional certifications required for the role, and related work experience, 3 years for contractual service suppliers, 6 years for independent professionals. Further, contractual service suppliers must have worked for an EU company which holds a service contract in Canada for at least 1 year prior to applying, while independent professionals need to show they have a signed contract between themselves and the Canadian service consumer. As a professional, you can supply services for a maximum of 12 months. Technologists, engineering and scientific technologists who have been employed by an EU company for at least 1 year prior to applying and have a service contract in Canada which cannot exceed 12 months total in duration. You are expected to fulfill all professional licensing and/or certification requirements for your occupation. Technologists must have a minimum of 3 years of professional experience in a relevant sector and a post-secondary education spanning no less than 3 years and culminating in a degree. For engineering technologists, the degree must be in engineering technology, whereas scientific technologists may have a degree in one of 10 qualifying fields of study. Independent professionals and contractual service suppliers applying as engineering or scientific technologists are subject to additional requirements. Additional entry requirements. In addition to meeting the eligibility requirements detailed above, all foreign nationals must also meet Canada's temporary resident entry requirements, such as having financial support, satisfying an immigration officer of your intent to return home at the end of your stay, and being admissible to Canada. If you are criminally inadmissible to Canada, you may be able to overcome your inadmissibility and obtain a CEDA work permit by applying for a temporary resident permit, applying for criminal rehabilitation, or qualifying for deemed rehabilitation. Seeking advice from a qualified immigration lawyer may help clarify whether your criminal record poses a barrier to entering Canada and how best to overcome your inadmissibility. How to apply for a CEDA work permit. You must apply for a CEDA work permit from outside Canada. The application process for a CEDA work permit consists of 2 distinct phases. The first is the responsibility of the employer, and the second falls to the foreign worker. The steps each party must take are outlined below. Employer steps. Submitting the job offer through the employer portal. Paying the $230 employer compliance fee required for hiring a foreign worker through the International Mobility Program. Providing you with the offer of employment number necessary for you to submit a CEDA permit application. Employee steps. While the exact steps involved in applying may change depending on your method of submission online, through a visa office, by mail, or at a port of entry. The overall process generally requires that you confirm your eligibility, complete the appropriate forms, gather and provide the necessary documentation. If you are applying online, the Immigration Department will auto-generate a document checklist stating which documents you must submit. Pay the $150 work permit processing fee and submit the completed application to Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. You may refer to the CEDA instruction guide, which provides more detailed eligibility requirements and application information. Include proof of educational credentials, licenses and certifications, and/or proof of specialized knowledge if applicable. You may also be required to submit biometrics, $85, depending on the country in which you hold citizenship. IRCC will reach out to you and inform you if you must do so. Work permit processing times vary by country, but you can typically expect to receive a decision on your application within 1 week to 3 months. Can my spouse apply for an open work permit? Under CEDA, spouses and common law partners, spouses of intercompany transferees may be eligible for an open work permit, OWP, with the same validity period as the intercompany transferees permit. Spouses of CEDA permit applicants applying under other categories are not eligible to obtain an OWP under CEDA. They may, however, be able to obtain an OWP not connected to CEDA provided both of you meet the eligibility requirements listed below. CEDA permit holder. You possess a valid work permit or have an approved work permit yet to be issued. Your work permit will remain valid for at least 16 months after IRCC received your spouse's OWP application. You are or will be employed in a TER 0 or 1 occupation, or a qualifying TER 2 or 3 occupation at the time your spouse applies for an OWP, and you are or plan to be physically present in Canada while working. Spousal requirements. They meet the general eligibility requirements for a work permit. They are in a genuine relationship with the CEDA permit holder, you, and if they are present in Canada, they fall into one of the following 3 situations. They have valid temporary resident status. They are in Canada on maintained status, or they are eligible to have their temporary resident status restored as a visitor, worker, or student. Under Canada's National Occupational Classification, jobs are categorized into 6 levels, TER 0 to TER 5, based on the required training, education, experience, and responsibilities, with TER 0 representing the highest skilled roles and TER 5 the lowest. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Planning to visit Canada. As of August 2025, visitor visa processing averages 28 days, but real-world wait times often stretch beyond 35 days, especially during peak seasons. IRCC has implemented efficiencies, but applicants still face delays, refusal, and backlogs. Approval rates are higher for those with a strong employment ties, financial travel history, and invitations letters. Common refusal reasons include a bad travel intent, weak ties to home country, or missing documents. To boost success, submit a complete personalized applications with a solid cover letter and all supporting paperwork. For the stuck application 3+ months, consider reapplying strategically. Temporary citizens of 27 European countries may qualify for LMIA-exempt CETA work permits under categories like intra-company transferees, investors, professionals, and technologists. These permits are faster and do not require a labor market impact assessment. Spouses of certain permits holders may also be eligible for open work permits. For both programs, preparation, transparency, and attention to detail are key to gaining entry into Canada.